Ooh, somebody just showed the Cavs bench reaction to Gordon Hayward's injury.
It's horrible, man.
You know it's successful when somebody gets sick. Hey, can you do me a favor? I got a crying baby I got to go take care of real quick, okay? I'll be right back. Just talk for a bit. Talk about what you've been up to.
All right, well, I've been up to literally nothing but working and going out and drinking and clubbing and living a life that nobody really should. But if anybody wants to come see me, y'all can find me out at any of these clubs around Louisville. But real talk, I just want to talk about the conventions we got coming up, man, because Horror is coming up, and they got this huge Friday 13th Part 5 reunion. It's going to be amazing. And then you got Days of the Dead coming up like 2 weeks after that in Chicago, which, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to now. Like, my bank account's not wanting me to go. It's telling me no. It said, don't go to Chicago, fool. Like, I don't know if I should listen to it or not. I really want to go. We'll see what happens. But back to Horror here in Columbus, man. They're going to have a Silent Night, Daily Night. They're going to have Black Christmas, American Pie, Nightmare Before Christmas for review bumps or like that type of thing. Sharknado, man. Like, all kinds of people going to be up in Columbus for Horror Hound. It's going to be live. Mick Foley's going to be there. Like, who don't want to see Mick Foley? He's only charging $40. Like, that's an easy $60 autograph, for real. But he's only charging $40. I'm sure the people from Nightmare Before Christmas charging like $50 a piece and then go piss off Travis. No, it is what it is. Yeah, man, I can't wait for it. It's coming up the week after Halloween, so it's going to be fresh to death. We're going to be there.
I'm back.
We'll be there on that Sunday. If y'all decide to come out and see us on that Sunday, Columbus, Ohio, Horror Hound.
Fuck yeah, Columbus.
We're going to be in there. What?
Yeah, Columbus. Sorry.
You're good. I just gave the whole breakdown of Horror Hound in Columbus.
God damn, it's going to be crazy, man. I'm pissed off about it.
Hey, I know.
What's great is,
I don't know if I'm going to go to Days of the Dead Chicago right now.
I kind of thought you might not, just because of how much you're going to spend there. So if you don't go, I'm not going to be disappointed in you.
And the only thing that I really want to go for is
Hellraiser.
The Hellraiser reunion. But, I mean, it's just a bunch of Cenobites.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck about Hellraiser that much. You know what I mean? I wouldn't drive 6 hours for him, so.
And I can't even find my Hellraiser poster, so that means I'd have to get that Billy again.
Well, that sucks.
And I already got Ashley Lawrence on there, and, like, you know, she's not even going to be there, so. Yeah, I'm not very happy right now.
Yeah, I can understand. Well, it's worth skipping then. We've also got Contamination that weekend, but I'm telling you, man, that con has turned out like Fandom Fest or whatever the hell it is now, and it's just weird. I don't know what to think of it. I think the person who's running it's a shoot retard.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it, man. It seems like it. Because, you know, they were bought by whoever, and because the original owner sold it last year. I don't know, man. And it sucks because I like Contamination the one time we went. Hell, we drove there just to meet Tony Todd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that is all over the place. Pisses me off.
Yeah, I know.
That's okay.
We thought at that point, like, we'd never seen him anywhere.
Well, I'm glad we went, though, because there were a bunch of Days of the Dead or Day of the Dead people that I haven't seen since.
Yes. And we found Bottle for Loco.
Yeah, we did. And we also, I gave the Albert Pujols the finger.
Yeah, and we had an email.
Yes. So anyway, yeah. Okay, so to continue my thought, the Purge was fucking badass. You know, it was just it was like going to a haunted house basically, but inside an entire park. I mean, kind of like Kings Island, Vic, but you had more theming as far as the actual movies go.
Yeah.
So I recommend anybody go to see Halloween Horror Nights, whether you're on the left coast or you're over here. If you can go to Halloween Horror Nights, you should do it. I also, on Thursday, I went to Epcot for their Food and Wine Festival. But I will tell you, Vic, I have to eat gluten-free. It fucking sucks. I'd say 1 out of 5 places. Okay, so let me explain how Epcot is. You never been to Epcot, have you?
Yeah, I went to Epcot once upon a time.
Well, it's all about international stuff, right? It's stuff around the world. So the Food and Wine Festival, they have, little stands for each country, and they had a shit ton of countries, but only about 1 out of 5 of these stands had gluten-free food. So, I mean, most of the stuff, even if it's like chicken, they have some sort of gluten in it, probably because they use teriyaki sauce. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because that has wheat in it, I guess. Anyway, so only 1 out of 5 or so would have food. But I had my wife had a Disney dining package for us. So while we were there, the way it works is you spend $50 a day, and if you buy the expensive stuff, it ends up being worth it, right? So she was buying every bit of expensive food at these places. So, for $50 in a day, you get all these little snacks for $8 a piece. If you end up with 6 of them, you know what I'm saying? It adds up.
Yeah.
But you also we also had a regular meal that day too. Anyway, point is, I had a ribeye taco in Mexico. I had the Brazilian bites in Brazil, along with some sort of pork shoulder, and then I don't remember what else, but some sort of African steak. It was good too, but I was just going from place to place getting drunk. I was just picking up wine everywhere I went and just getting that. I'd get the $5 wine wherever I would go. And so, you saw the picture of me holding the 3 wine glasses?
Yes. Yep, I
was a happy man at Epcot. So it was pretty cool. But I got to tell you, Epcot, I don't need to ever go back. You know what I mean? It was fun, but it wasn't anything that spectacular. So the next day, the day after that, we didn't have anything going on till that night, which was Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. So during the day, we just kind of hung out at the pool, but we went to this resort for, where the fuck did we eat breakfast? No, I'm trying to remember where we ate breakfast on Friday. That was our anniversary whenever we announced. By the way, everybody, just to let you know, I'm having a boy, so yay. Now I don't have to have any more kids, but I'm done. Okay. Well, I can't remember which food was which, but I had a hot brown down in Florida, which makes no sense because it's a Kentucky deal, but it was gluten-free down there, and it was awesome. And then what else did I have down there? I had some sort of buffet with the Mickey waffles. That shit was awesome. I had one where I had this was the meal where I had Mickey waffles, I had an omelet, I had sausage bacon, 10 pounds of bacon. I ate so much, it was ridiculous. I was such a fat dude. I put on 8 pounds on this trip.
Good God.
Yeah, and I was walking all the time too, so that tells you something. Dude, my feet were so blistered after Halloween Horror Nights. I was wearing new shoes, and they fucked me over.
That sucks.
Yep. Well worth it though. But anyway, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween, Vic. So I'm sure. I don't know if you were or not, but I'm sure you want to hear my thoughts on Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween, right?
Of course.
Okay. So obviously it's not like Horror Nights because, they're two different animals. But for what it was, it really wasn't bad. They had pumpkins everywhere. Most of them were Mickey pumpkins, but it was fucking cool with the decoration, The one thing that pissed me off is that I waited an hour and a half in a line to meet Jack and Sally, and these aren't even the real people. You know what I'm saying? It's just assholes dressed up as them. But I will tell you, in character, these two were awesome. They both acted just like the characters. Jack wouldn't let me get a word in edgewise. And at the end of it, I told him Happy Friday the 13th. He was excited.
That's awesome.
And Sally was hot. You saw her. She would have got it.
Yeah, buddy.
Dude, we met Snow White at Epcot, and, like, her face, dude, I wish I could show you these pictures, but they're, like, on PhotoPass. Her face, she's, like, making this face like, what the fuck have I gotten into? It was so funny. And then we met the dwarves, and Grumpy was just mad the whole time. It was awesome.
I saw that.
And, yeah, and we met Lotso hugging Bear. I also met Goofy, and that motherfucker hugged me like I was a little guy. He enveloped me. He wouldn't let me go. Goofy loved me.
That's
and then
awesome.
Mickey and Minnie, just for the fuck of it. We met all of them, too. Anyway, so what I was going to tell you is, at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween, they do this show in front of Cinderella's castle, which is lit up like for Halloween, a different color. And it's all the villains, right? It starts out with the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus, and it looks just like them, and it sounds just like them. They did an awesome job. And, you know, they start singing and doing all that bullshit. Well, and then one of the Disney villains comes out, and I'm trying to think of the first one that comes out. It's some dude from Princess and the Frog. Like, he's a voodoo guy, which I've never seen that full movie because it's black. So, I don't watch black culture. I'm just fucking with you. Any of our black listeners, of which we have none, I'm just joking completely. Anyway, so the second person that came out, though, while they were doing their thing, is Oogie Boogie. He came out and he basically did the Oogie Boogie song, but he replaced Sandy Claus for Sanderson sisters, and he was like fucking with them. And then all the other Disney villains just about came out, other than like Scar, Shere Khan, and a couple others. But like Maleficent was there, and then they did this big song and dance. But I'm telling you, man, next to Trick or Treat, as far as all the things we did in the parks, that was actually my second favorite thing. That show they did. Weird, I know. And then they had, yep, it was. I was surprised. And then the second thing that, like, okay, so I don't give half a fuck about a parade, but, you know, I'll watch it. It's Disney, it's Halloween. Of course, you know, it reminds me of, like, in Trick or Treat where they have the parade. So, I want to get into it. And they start doing this parade, and at the start, it's like Mickey and Donald and Goofy and, like, they're dressed up, but not really. And I'm like, what the fuck? And Tigger and Pooh aren't really dressed up. I'm like, what is this shit? And I'm pissed off about it, right? I'm like, at least dress up your characters like it's Halloween, you know? It was annoying me. Well, then it finally started to get into people that made sense. But it was cool because, have you seen Wreck-It Ralph?
No, I haven't, actually.
That's a Disney movie you should see. Wreck-It Ralph was in the parade, but then they had these dudes that were like skulls, and they were doing the song. And then they had the people, you know, Haunted Mansion, right?
Yeah.
They had a bunch of ghosts from Haunted Mansion dancing, and then they got to all the villains. So it was actually a pretty cool parade. Like, the second half of it was way cooler than the first because they just didn't give a shit about the first. They just had, you know, the characters that you're used to, but the second half was cool. Anyway, so that was fun, and then basically it was just bullshitting around for the rest of the time I was there at various places. My wife, I sent you this. She bought the this cup that was basically the poison apple from Snow White, and it has like frozen lemonade in it. But you could buy it with alcohol, though.
Yeah, you should have.
It's also the only place, or what the fuck was I gonna say? It's God damn it, I don't even remember. She was also looking for an Oogie Boogie popcorn like bucket. But apparently it's such a collector's item, everybody had already bought it, and they don't have it anymore. Like, these Disney nerds are crazy. You've seen Rachel. I mean, these people are nuts.
Yeah, I don't understand them.
Yeah. Oh, and I went to an Irish place. It was pretty cool. People were dancing, but I was terrified because they gave me real bread and told me it was gluten-free. I ate like 3 bites, and then this he's the black waiter, okay? So this is black theme continues. He's like, I'm sorry, that's not gluten.